Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving into something pretty fascinating. Vibe coding.
Mm.
Forget just lines of code for a second. Our sources today mainly excerpts from vibe coding. Crafting experiential software with low code and no code. They show us how software is really becoming about creating an experience.
That's right, an actual feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our mission here is basically to pull out the key nuggets, the really important stuff from these sources, to help you understand how low-code and no-code platforms are, well, kind of reshaping the very nature of software development.
And it goes deeper, really. The core idea, I think, is rethinking code itself.
Okay.
I mean, not just as this formal language for machines, right? But seeing it as a language of human experience. And maybe even more as a tool for, well, for more democratic and more creative kind of design culture.
Wow, okay. A whole new philosophy then.
Pretty much for building digital worlds.
That phrase, language of experience,
Yeah.
it's really provocative. I'm trying to picture what that actually means,
Yeah.
in practice
Yeah.
for software.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, how do low code and no code fit into making that shift happen?
Well, it's interesting how the book talks about it. It frames low code and no code not just as tools, but as enabling technologies.
Enabling, how so?
Think of it like this. They strip away a lot of the really deep technical complexity underneath.
Okay.
So instead of spending all your time writing super intricate code, developers, or maybe we should call them vibe coders now,
Right.
they can focus more on the visual stuff, drag and drop parts, intuitive workflows. It frees you up
Frees you up for...
to prioritize the user's emotional journey, the narrative flow of the app. You're not getting so bogged down in syntax details.
Ah, I see. So it changes the focus.
Fundamentally, it's altering the ontology of software development, what software development is.
That makes a lot of sense. If the tools are easier, you can focus your energy differently. And this vibe coder figure you mentioned sounds central.
Yeah.
Who is this person? What kind of skills do they actually need for this new landscape?
The book describes the vibe coder as someone with a pretty unique mix of skills.
Okay.
Yeah, there's technical skill in there, definitely, but it's combined with narrative sensitivity.
Narrative sensitivity. Interesting.
Yeah, and social awareness, design intelligence. It's a broader skill set. Their job is really to shape these digital ecosystems so they actually, speak the language of the contemporary world. It's more than just building something functional. It's crafting an experience.
That mix. It sounds like part tech guru, part UX designer, maybe even a bit of a storyteller.
That's a good way to put it.
What do you think is the hardest part? Going from traditional coding to this vibe mindset.
That's a really good question. I think the book suggests the biggest leap is moving past just pure function.
Right. Does it work or not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And instead embracing the aesthetic, the emotional, the cultural sides of software, seeing code as a way to express something, not just instruct.
Expression, not just instruction.
And speaking of expression, the book lays out a pretty structured approach. It kicks off with this philosophical discussion. Code as cultural, as semiotic expression.
Whoa, hold on. Semiotic expression. Sounds a bit academic.
Huh. Yeah, it can sound that way.
What does that mean practically? For code?
Good point. Practically, when it talks about code being semiotic, it means code isn't just rigid instructions. It's like a language.
Okay.
It carries meaning, shapes how we interact with the digital world, influences culture in subtle ways. Think about the unspoken signals, the experiences embedded in the software.
Okay. The hidden messages, almost.
Kind of. And from that philosophical base, then it gets into the logic of these simplified platforms.
Right. So does it give actual guiding principles for doing this vibe coding work?
It does, yeah. It highlights 10 fundamental principles of vibe coding.
10 principles? Like what?
They cover a lot of ground. Everything from, making the user experience absolutely central.
Always the human first.
Always. To thinking about the ethical side, participatory design, and really embracing low code as an expressive, even transformative practice.
Transformative.
Yeah. And each principle isn't just stated. It comes with examples, critical thoughts, practical takeaways. So it tries to blend the theory with, how you actually do it.
That blend sounds useful.
Yeah.
Does it talk about navigating that tension between the big ideas and the nitty-gritty of applying them?
It does, mostly through practical exercises, which we can get to, and by constantly linking the principles back to real situations, it keeps the theory grounded.
Okay.
And one thing that really stood out to me was the emphasis on storytelling.
Storytelling in software development. How does that work?
Yeah, it's not the usual pairing, is it?
Not really. It makes me think of this game I played recently.
Hmm.
It wasn't just the mechanics. It really pulled me into its world through how it told its story.
Hmm.
Is that the kind of thing they mean?
That's exactly the kind of thing. Storytelling here isn't just communication, it's seen as a cognitive strategy.
Cognitive. Like how we think.
Right. Apps become these narrative environments. They can build meaning, create a sense of belonging, develop shared value for the people using them.
Hmm.
It's about designing this immersive, meaningful journey where the user feels like they're part of a digital story.
So it's less about what the app does and more about the story it tells and how it makes you feel while you're using it.
That's a big part of it, yeah.
And to show this in action, the sources mention, what was it, over 70 use cases?
Yeah, over 70. It's quite a list.
That's a lot. What kind of apps are we talking about? Who are they for?
Oh, the range is huge. Really diverse. Apps built with this vibe style. They're for anthropologists, nutritionists, holistic practitioners,
Okay.
cybersecurity folks, artists, writers, financial analysts, teachers, art critics, social media managers, even, CEOs, CFOs, CTOs, CMOs, all sorts of business roles.
Wow, that is broad. What's the common thread?
The desire really to use technology to shape a transformative experience, not just a functional one. And the practical side is pretty cool here. Each app description in the book apparently follows this exact format. The concept, the low-code structure, tool recommendations, the main modules, how storytelling is integrated, the unique Vibe elements, the specific experiential qualities, and even ideas for extending it. So they're almost like templates you could adapt or replicate.
Like a recipe book for vibe coding apps.
Yeah.
That's detailed.
Mm-hmm.
But does that potential for copying raise issues?
Yeah.
Like about originality
Mm-hmm.
or keeping that unique vibe for each project?
That's an interesting point, and the book seems aware of that tension.
Okay.
While the templates give you a launch pad, the emphasis always comes back to the Vibe Coder's own narrative sense, their design intelligence, using those to give each project its own distinct feel.
Right, the human element.
Exactly. Which brings up another big question. Okay, this stuff democratizes access, which sounds great.
Uh-huh.
But does vibe coding also raise critical questions?
Yeah.
Ethical ones? What's the bigger picture for society here?
That's crucial, isn't it?
Mm.
Tools are never really neutral. What kind of ethical stuff does the book get into?
It tackles that head on. It acknowledges that while these tools open up digital design to more people,
Which is good.
which is generally seen as positive, yeah, but they also bring up important questions. Things like standardization. Does everything start to look the same? Privacy concerns, sustainability, and what about the role of traditional technical experts when things get simplified? Disintermediation, they call it.
Right, the experts getting bypassed.
Potentially. So the book really pushes for a reflective, conscious, and situated approach,
Situated, meaning
meaning understanding the specific context, the potential consequences, recognizing that technology is never neutral.
okay.
It positions vibe coding as this integrated, critical response to the dangers of becoming too technical or losing our cognitive agency in how software gets made today. It's about being mindful.
That situated approach makes sense. Know your context, know the impact. And it sounds like it's not just what you build, but how and why you build it.
Precisely.
The source also mentioned transformative teaching, helping people find their vibe. What does that look like? How do you learn this?
So the book apparently includes practical exercises. They're designed specifically to help readers discover their own design style, their personal vibe. It's about balancing the technical side with an ethical vision. These exercises aim to spark self-reflection, boost design imagination, empathy, creativity,
How do they do that?
often through a workshop format, it seems. Something you could use in schools, universities, companies, community groups. It's about cultivating all those holistic skills a vibe coder needs.
Okay, so let's try and pull this together. We've gone from just seeing code as functional commands.
Ones and zeros.
Yeah, to understanding it as this rich experiential language. It's clear vibe coding isn't just presented as a technique. It's more like a whole platform, isn't it? It's theoretical and practical, critical and creative, technical and, well, almost poetic.
Exactly. It's really presented as an invitation, a call to break down those old walls between code and culture,
Yeah.
between development and meaning, innovation and humanism.
Right.
It's basically saying, let's design digital places that aren't just functional boxes, but are actually meaningful, welcoming, and maybe even genuinely transformative for the people using them.
So we'll leave you, the listener, with this thought to chew on. We live in a world facing some big crises, right?
Hmm.
Ecological, social, cognitive.
Big challenges.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If we start to reinterpret code, not just as instructions, but as this language of experience, could it become a really powerful tool for building better futures, desirable futures?
It's a compelling idea.
But it needs that paradigm shift the book talks about,
Yeah.
moving from just pure code to vibe coding, from algorithm to narrative, from function to meaning. It's about applying this different way of thinking, this transformative grammar, maybe focusing on the experience you're creating, not just the task it performs. So how might you apply that kind of thinking to something in your world?